What is going on, guys and gals, and welcome to this video. My name is Jason. I'm a commercial pesticide applicator out of the great state of Missouri, and I work for Love's Pest Professionals. In this video, like the title says, we're going to be talking about carpenter bees. Guys and gals, thank you so much for being part of this video, and thank you for being a part of this channel. If it's your first time here, think about subscribing. I make a lot of videos about how you can take care of your own pest control problems, but also when to call a pest control professional like myself at Love's Pest Professionals. In this video, like the title said, we're going to be talking about carpenter bees. Carpenter bees can turn out to be a pretty big problem because they're actually going to burrow holes all throughout the wood, outside of your home, in your barns, in your garages, wherever the case is. They can burrow into the wood and cause these massive holes that can actually cause a lot of property damage. So it's important, if you are seeing carpenter bees or seeing these holes pop up, that you do service for the carpenter bees. Now I want to show you what pesticide I would use if you called me out to do a professional pest control service on your property. So maybe if you're only seeing a couple different holes, you don't know what to do, and you don't have enough money to get a professional service done, that you can actually purchase this pesticide and service your home for yourself. Alright, guys and gals, so when I'm dealing with carpenter bees, the one pesticide that I'm going to use is going to be the Doxum NXT. I love this pesticide. I love this aerosol can because it does have a broad label and it has 4 modes of action. Now, a mode of action is actually how the pesticide works, how it's going to affect or kill the different pests it comes in contact with. Now, a lot of aerosol cans that I use, I made a video about wasps, right? How you can service for wasps. A lot of those aerosol cans, are going to be just a contact kill. That's all they're going to do. But this Doxum NXT is also going to be a contact kill, but also is going to leave a residual. So it's going to continue to work while it is in that hole where the carpenter bee is at, or wherever you may use it. I use this as well to treat for German cockroaches. I also cycle it through for some different wasps if I'm servicing a nest. There's a lot of uses for Doxum NXT, but all the uses are going to be labeled on the label, okay? Labeled on the label. So definitely don't use any pesticide against what the label says. The label is a law. So if you're going to go out and pick up some Doxum NXT and service for carpenter bees or service for any insect, make sure it's on the label, that you can actually use it for that, and use it in the way the label intends. Because if you don't, you're actually going against the label, you're going against the law. Now, a couple things you guys need to know about carpenter bees. Carpenter bees are going to burrow in the wood. How can I stop the carpenter bees from coming back after maybe I have serviced the hole? I know the carpenter bee has come out, I've seen the carpenter bee die. What can I do next so it doesn't happen again? One thing I see a lot of times is carpenter bees love to go after untreated and unpainted wood. So a really easy way to fix a problem from happening again is to treat the wood and or paint the wood as well. Painting the wood is going to work really well. You can fill the holes up that they have made and then paint the wood, and you're not going to have any of those problems again. A lot of times I see these holes on untreated, unpainted wood. So if you are running into problems with carpenter bees at a high level, that's going to be the best case for you to do after you get a professional pest control service done, or for example, you do it yourself. Now, if you're dealing with a lot of carpenter bees, you're dealing with a lot of holes, and you kind of feel like you're overwhelmed, just call a pest control professional, have them come out, have them quote what the service would cost, and have them do the service for you. With Love's Pest Professionals, one thing that we do when we have somebody on our quarterly recurring service or monthly recurring service, and we are servicing the exterior of their home, we are going to include a carpenter bee service. If we see a carpenter bee hole, we're going to notify the customer, and we're not going to charge them any more to take care of that problem. Now, these carpenter bees can get pretty big, and obviously people hear the word bee and they get scared. Up north a lot of times, people hear the word bee and they think wasp, hornet, very aggressive, going to attack me. Down in Missouri, when we hear bee, a lot of times we think, maybe a carpenter bee, most likely a honeybee, most likely a bumblebee, right? Now, honeybees, bumblebees, we're not going to do a pesticide application for those, right? Those are pollinators. We're going to call somebody in who has more expertise on being able to get safely removing those bumblebees or bumblebees and taking them to a new place. But a carpenter bee is an actual pest that is going to damage your home, and we are going to service for those. But one thing about carpenter bees is they're actually not going to sting you. They are not aggressive, they don't come after humans, and they're not going to sting you. I've been in many places where I have serviced multiple carpenter bee holes right next to each other, and there's carpenter bees flying around, and you get kind of scared. You don't want to get stung, but I know that they're not going to sting me. Now, I can't say the same about wasps, I can't say the same about yellow jackets, I can't say the same about hornets, but with the carpenter bees, they are not aggressive, they aren't going to sting you. So don't be scared about that. But if you do feel overwhelmed, Just call a pest control professional, have them quote you, have them service your home. If you're in southern Missouri, like I talked about before, you might be in our service area. Definitely give us a call at 417-580-0505, or just visit our website at lovespestpros.com. I have some more tips and tricks on the website as well. If you enjoyed this video, think about liking the video, think about subscribing. I'll be making more videos free of charge for everybody to learn how they can take care of their pest problems. So I'll leave a link down below for the Document XT. Pick it up, buy it, use it the way the label says, and you'll be able to get rid of your Carpenter bees. Hope you all have a great day.